3, 2, 1. Back here on DouglasCountyDigest.com for the fourth quarter of our season opener. The Tuscola Warriors are here in Arthur, taking on the Arthur Levington Atwood Hammond Knights, 39-34. The Knights have a 5-point lead. And Luke, just a second ago, Arthur had their biggest lead of the game at 10 points. The Warriors with a little 5-0 run to cut into that lead.
Yeah, it was great. They got the ball down low on a back door, scored, and got their big guy just a little bit out away from the basket. We got a nice little jumper, and they're right back in this game.
Oh, and nice takeaway there. A little tipped away from behind by Josh Knight.
Good crossover.
Ball goes ahead. Jared Wallace can't finish it off, though. He left a pass back for him. He kind of, by the time he got it and got it up, just couldn't finish it. Tyler Schuring with it now. Let's see what he can do. He puts it up, bounces off the front rim. Nice job knocking it away by Jarrett Wallace. And nice job Tommy Watson chasing it down. See if the Warriors can get this lead back under 5. They've cut the Knights lead in half here in just the last couple minutes. And a turnover, dive for the ball. Who's got it? Matt Franks is going to get a timeout because it looks like the ball is in the possession of Zach Bates.
And great hustle by both teams. There are 5 guys diving for that ball. And here we go, back and forth already right here in the beginning of the fourth. You're going to see a lot of action here. Both teams are trying to secure a win.
This has the feeling of like a January, February conference type game. You know, kind of the old days when these two were both members of the Little Okaw Valley Conference. Of course, the Warriors in their first season in the Central Illinois Conference. This is their first game of the year. But we've mentioned several times Arthur Levington Atwood Hammond. This is game number 4 for them. They opened up the season by defeating Sullivan, Stewart's, and Strasburg, and Meridian. So this is Arthur Levington Atwood Hammond's 3rd Central Illinois Conference team so far. So, you know, they might just enter the conference tournament here before too long.
And they're getting a real test right now out of Tuscola. They are hanging tough, staying strong, and they really want to come away with a win here in Arthur.
And these last couple of years when we've done the Knights games, Luke, it's kind of seemed like maybe in this 3rd and 4th quarter, that's when the Knights have pulled away. That's when their speed, their guards, they really just kind of pick away at you. And there we go right there, turnover caused as Tuscola tried to drive in the lane and get it knocked away and taken the other way by Jeremy Plank, who scores his 7th point of the night and gets it back up to a 7-point Knights lead.
Well, by the time this 4th quarter comes around, I mean, they're so worn out mentally and physically, as we said, from having all this pressure up in their face. It's tough to deal with. You've got to really be strong with the ball and really keep your eyes open. And see, there you go, another turnover, bad pass to the middle. Should have never thrown that ball to an easy layup.
Tried to find the cutter and then a turnover, and now Avery Schrock gets a layup. He's got 4 points, and it's back up to a 9-point lead. And Dale Schuring takes a timeout to set up some defensive looks here.
Man, I don't know if they need to set up any defense. They've been playing some good defense down there in the half court. I mean, like you just called it. Defense usually steps up for them in the 4th quarter to seal the game, and right now that's exactly what's going on. 2 quick turnovers by Tuscola, and here they are down by 9.
Tuscola got out to a quick lead in the game, was up to, I think, maybe 4 points at one point. I think it was at 8-4 at one point. It was pretty close to that. And, you know, after that, Tuscola hit some early shots, and then the Knights started getting their shots to go down. They kind of came back, and they held a 18-14 lead after 1 quarter. And then at halftime, it was 29-23, Arthur Levington Atwood Hammond. So, you know, Tuscola was able to cut into that lead at the end of the 3rd quarter. It was back down to a 5-point Knights lead. But now Arthur Levington Atwood Hammond has been able to build it back up to 9 points based off of points off turnovers.
And you have to take care of the ball, especially when it comes down to it. You're trying to get back in the game. That should be one of your top priorities. Take care of the ball. You can't afford turnovers, especially to a high-octane offense from Arthur, who loves to shoot the ball. They love to put the ball in the basket, period. It's just really hard to come back from that, especially when they're applying full court pressure. And it's not even a trap. It's just man-to-man full court. They just want you to have something to think about as you're bringing the ball up other than your offense.
And those cuts and, you know, kind of cutting through the lane, some of those backdoor looks, Schuring takes it away, just proving her point there again, and another layup for Arthur Levington Atwood Hammond.
6 unanswered points for Arthur, and it's all been layups off of turnovers.
Jeremy Plank and Avery Schock been the beneficiaries of this defense on the offensive end. 11-point Arthur Levington Atwood Hammond lead, biggest one of the night. Tuscola feeds it into the post. Zach Bates kicks it now back out top to 4, Caleb Williams. Three-pointer put up and it's good. Tommy Watson, much needed shot there for the Warriors.
Big three by Tommy Watson, number 10.
Lead back down to 8 for the Knights. Feeding it inside, they're gonna look to go Yeakley in the post. They take it back out.
Skip pass, good skip
Jeremy
pass.
Plank feeds it inside. Shot blocked from behind, rebound though for Tanner Brewer. He gets it back, second effort's good. His first 2 points of the night, 10-point Arthur Lovington. Atwood Hammond lead over the Warriors.
And I'm surprised we haven't seen Gibson back into the game after a couple blocks that he's had. And a save there by Zach Bates, I believe, after a steal.
They kept the ball in. They took it away. The Warriors kept the ball in bounds. They got it to Tommy Watson, who was, I don't know if he just didn't know where he was on the court. He thought he was at the other end, but he kind of looked around and was like, oh, I've got an open lane to the basket. He gets in there and puts his basket up and in, and now it's back down to an 8-point Knights advantage. 47-39 over the Warriors, 5:02 left to go in the game. And you mentioned Gibson a second ago. He came into the scorer's table. I think he's headed back into the game.
I mean, a guy like Gibson, you can kind of compare him to Jakeem Noah. The guy gets it done defensively down low so far. I mean, he's had a couple fouls, but when you see a guy get up that high and block a couple of shots that easily, it's kind of in the mind of the guys going to the basket after that he's back there, that he can definitely just swat the ball away.
Yeah, that last possession for Arthur, when they had it in the post, they did a nice job of catching Brewer from behind and knocking his shot away, but it went right back into his hands. He was able to quickly corral it and kept it up there and just went right back up. He didn't bring it down so anybody could slap at it. He just took it right back up and was able to score.
And a lot of back and forth too. The pace is definitely quickened here in the second half. And especially here in the fourth quarter, it's been up and down a whole bunch over the last minute or two.
Both teams in the bonus. Tommy Watson, Josh Knight, Stephen Gibson, and David Mansell all have 3 fouls for Tuscola. For Arthur Lovington, Atwood Hammond, Cole Garman's the only one with 3 fouls. Jeremy Plank, number 4, has got it. He drives, a little hesitation there, feed it into the post to Yeakley. Gibson comes over, doesn't cut off the baseline enough, and we're going to get travel on Yeakley. Either that or he threw it out of bounds. You can call him for either one of those. He's going to get called for the travel, though.
He got caught there. I mean, he's been in that situation a few times where he almost got caught, and then this time it just happened to be his time.
Zach Bates kind of flips it in to number 10, Tommy Watson. He's guarded tightly by Hunter Cam. Josh Knight with it. Feeds it out to Bates. Back for a three-pointer from Caleb Williams. No good. Where's the ball going to end up? Who touched it last? Looks like it's going to go off of Arthur Lovington. Atwood Hammond's number 1, Hunter Cam. And they're going to stay with the Warriors. Warriors down 8, 4.5 minutes left to go.
And that was a decent shot. I think it might have been a little quick.
Throw it in. 5 seconds. Warriors didn't throw it in. Watson just couldn't find anybody open. Holds on to it a little too long.
Tried to plead his case with the referee there, saying it wasn't quite 5, but no dice.
There's no clock review here.
Yeah.
Knights now going to possibly take the air out of the ball here with a 8-point lead. Nope, turnover. Tried to throw it to Jeremy Plank. He couldn't get it. It goes in to the student section. Tyler Schuring, Avery Schrock back into the game. Going to replace number 10, Chris Davis, and number 1, Hunter Cam. See if the Warriors can bring this 8-point Knights advantage down just a little bit more. Caleb Williams tried to post up, just couldn't get it to him. Gibson's in there, putting a post move on as well. Find a baseline, turnaround jumper, goes through.
Oh, that was tough.
Not the best angle for Zach Bates. He kind of had to go back and reach for the ball. And he does, and he makes it. 47-41, 6-point Knights lead. See if the Warriors can dial up the defense here. They're trying to go inside. Shot goes in, foul. Gibson went for the block. It's called for the foul, and the basket's good.
He was off balance and caught behind the post player. Couldn't quite get over the top for the block, and it's going to be an and 1 here for Arthur.
Foul goes against Gibson, his 4th. 49-41 is the Knights lead. 3:42 left in the game. And Tanner Brewer is going to try and finish off this 3-point play. Jarrett Wallace in for Gibson.
And if you're Tuscola, you still got just under 4 minutes to go. You don't really need a whole bunch of threes. You can still get back into the game by getting a couple of quick baskets.
Free throw, no good, knocked around. Bates gets it and takes off on a fast break. Ball, they try to knock it away from behind, but he does get fouled going up. He's gonna get 2 shots.
Both teams now are in the bonus from here on out.
Avery Schrock called for the foul, his first. 49-41, very important for the Warriors here. Cut into this lead. Bates makes the first one. Big night for Zach Bates tonight for the Warriors. I've got him for 12 so far. 12 of his team's 42, 7-point Knights lead, 3:37 left to go.
And he is one of the older guys on this team. Lots of experience.
Missed that one, big rebound pulled away there by Cole Garman.
Two hands again. You can't put the hands up on him.
Getting a little too handsy out there. You are right.
Oh, 1-and-1 for Avery Schrock.
Tommy Watson called for the foul, his fourth.
Oh, excuse me. They're in the double bonus now, so it'll be 2 shots automatically for Avery Schrock.
49-42, 7-point Knights lead, 3:27 left to go. Knights trying to move to 4-0 on the season. First one is up and good for Avery Schrock. He's got 5. Second shot. Back iron, no good. Tipped around there by Garman. Instead, though, he tips it to the Warriors. Tommy Watson has it now, guarded by Tyler Schuring. 42, Jarrett Wallace out top. 33, Zach Bates.
Tuscola back to needing a basket here. You can work around for a while. It's a bad place to pick up your dribble.
Especially when Tyler Schuring's right in your face. What we got here? We're going to get a foul called. Push called against the Knights.
I'm kind of curious to see that on. I didn't see a whole lot of contact, and they do call it on Schuring. I didn't see a whole lot of contact on that call, but
there was kind of a big scrum of people kind of in an area, and then they broke out kind of going towards the basket. Getting a little chat here at the scoreboard, making sure everything's, or at the scorer's table, making sure, I think they said everybody confirmed the score. 50-42 is what the scoreboard says. 3 minutes left to go in the game. Warriors gonna send Tommy Watson to the free throw line. Tommy has 8 so far tonight. Misses that one when the Warriors need it, and we're gonna get a foul against Zach Bates. Going over the back, trying to tap that rebound back out.
And that'll be a double bonus here. They'll shoot 2.
Confirmation that it is on Zach Bates. That's his first. Warriors down 8. Knights going to the line.
Still 3 minutes to go. 42 seconds have run off this clock in the last 5 minutes. We're definitely prolonging this game.
Jeremy Plank, I just gave him a foul on my score sheet instead of the free throw. Way to go. See if he can knock down this second one. And hometown rims.
And Arthur backs off their pressure here. They're going to a zone. They're going to try and change things up. And
not a look we tend to see from Arthur Levington Atwood Hammond.
We did see it a couple times last year, but this is what happened when they went into that zone. Turnovers. And now Schuring's going to get the ball stripped. No foul call.
It worked to perfection. Warriors tried to squeeze a pass through a little crack in the zone there. Knights take it away. Schuring's coming down. He got it knocked away from him. A lot of folks wanted a foul call. Don't get one. So Knights will inbound underneath their basket.
A tough no call. I mean, granted, Schuring kind of oversold it a little bit, but
Yeakley with it. Feeding into Schuring. Turnaround jumper is good.
And that zone is happening, that's what they do. They've been playing that tough man-to-man the whole entire game. And then they switch to a 2-3, and Tuscola gets caught in the middle, not knowing what to do with it, trying to break it. They know they got to get it into the high post, which they do right there. Jumper by Zach Bates, no good.
Yeagley got the rebound. It gets knocked away, and foul going to be called on the Warriors. Black 20 is Josh Knight, his fourth. Well, did they get it down? What did they have it down to a second ago? 8?
Yeah, they had it down to 8. I mean, it was 5 at the beginning of the quarter, right? And yeah, I believe it was 8. It was 8, and then they shot a couple free throws and went up 11. And now they're up.
Was 12, now 13 as Colton Yeagley knocks down a free throw. He's got 8 tonight.
And really, the free throws are what's pushing Arthur Lovington away from Tuscola right now. I mean, not a lot of time's going off the clock, but yeah. And the big man makes both.
The Knights are scoring in ones. Tuscola not scoring at all right now. So 56-42. 2:14 left to go here in the third quarter. Looks like the Knights are going to pull this one out. See if the Warriors have a few tricks up their sleeves.
And that's really the only thing I've seen from Tuscola is they go a few minutes every now and then in a scoring drought, and there's a big 3 by Tommy Watson, and he gets up to play full court man-to-man on 11, Avery Schrock.
Instead of passing against the zone, Watson decides he's going to shoot over it. He was able to do so. Cuts it down to an 11-point lead.
And Arthur will run the handoff game up top. Keep it spread out. The only thing they're looking for is that right there, back door, and it's an easy basket.
Work to perfection, an easy basket for Jeremy Plank.
How many times did we see that last year? They get ahead, and then they just pass it around to either run out the clock or look for that back door, and that's all they do. No shots from the perimeter.
Watson couldn't get that 3 to go. Knights get the rebound, and Dale Shuring's going to call a timeout. Get things set up exactly how he wants it, sending in some guys that haven't seen action yet tonight. And a 13-point lead, 58-45 with a minute 22 left to go here in the game.
Yeah, that would be a big mountain to climb if you're Tuscola to come back 13 points here with a minute 22 to go. But, I mean, honestly, Tuscola should be proud of the way they've played. They've held a great team in check here tonight for most of the game up until this fourth quarter. They've been right there with them battling. They've showed they're tough enough to last in the CIC with some of the teams they've played. They know Arthur's beaten a couple of them, and they're right there. They were right, like I said, they were right there with Arthur. They've just got a couple things to iron out. They missed a lot of easy layups here and there, a couple of free throws. I mean, all that stuff, you know, in your first game, you're going to see that a lot. And against a tough opponent like Arthur, if you don't take advantage of those easy chances, you're probably going to come up short at the end of the game.
As we've stated several times tonight, first game of the year for the Warriors, game number 4 for the Knights. And this is a deep Knights team full of seniors. And, you know, they've battle-tested guys that have played deep into the postseason the last couple years. Lost in the sectional championship 2 years ago, lost in the sectional semifinal last year. Warriors going to turn it up here a little bit. Hopefully maybe try and get that ball back.
They're definitely not going to go away just because they're down on the scoreboard, that's for sure.
Looks like Ross Ryan out there, number 22 for Arthur Lovington Atwood Hammond. Also, number 20, John Belaski out there. Warriors going to send in a couple subs here. Ray Kirkhoff back in. Saw him earlier tonight. Tommy Watson also out there. 13-point Arthur Lovington Atwood Hammond lead. Warriors going to roll it in and not pick it up till they have to start the clock.
And if you're going to try and come back, you got to look for those quick shots. There's one of them.
Online but short. Nice hustle there. Who's it going to be off of? It's going to go off of Arthur Lovington's number 22, Ross Ryan. Nice hustle by Tommy Watson after he missed it to get back over there and knock it out of bounds off his opponent.
And the shot's just a little flat. Needs a little more arc on that. It's a good shot, good looking shot.
Definitely cannot fault the Warrior effort tonight. There we go. To three-pointer for Tommy Watson. He's done a nice job of keeping this thing from getting way too far out of hand.
Made some nice threes. He's got a few of them. Now he's playing that man-to-man defense, trying to get the ball back. There's a three. And right back.
Ross Ryan, fresh into the game, makes a three. 61-48. Arthur Lovington Atwood Hammond. A three-point shooting contest here. Gibson picks that one up. Gets it back out top to Watson and misses it again. Gibson had the rebound there almost with one hand, got pushed away. Mansell picks it up. He's going to get fouled by Fagan and go to the free throw line.
And good effort by the Warriors. Also good effort by the Knights here. Sticking with them.
Fagan picks up his first. Mansell's going to go to the free throw line. And that one just won't go down. Touch the back iron, touch the front iron, doesn't go down. Zach McAllister, Dalton Hole into the game for Tuscola.
And again, a good effort by Tuscola tonight. They played hard. Again, hanging with a really great team.
That one barely draws iron. Rebounded it by Belaski for Arthur Lovington Atwood Hammond. Under 5 seconds left to go. That's going to be the end of this one.
A good win for Arthur tonight. Good team came in here, played their hearts out, played really well, and they gave Arthur a game there for a while up until the fourth quarter.
Tuscola, like we said seconds ago, you can't fault the effort from Matt Franks' group. They first time together. You've mentioned how they've had some practice restrictions that have really caught up to them, and it's different coming from football to basketball. Different sort of legs involved, different kind of endurance, stamina that you need for each game. The Knights, they made the football playoffs, lost their first round game to Leroy, so they've had a little bit more time to kind of get things together. They've had more time together practicing.
And if you look at it, Tuscola played this game without one of their big leaders in Nick Bates. He's a great scorer, and he directs the traffic on the floor, and he was out the whole entire game. They wanted him to rest to come back for the next one. So, the Tuscola as a team did really well tonight. They've got a lot of stuff to work on, and they've got a lot of time to improve. They're going to be a team to watch here later on as the season goes on. And again, Arthur the same. It's the same story with Arthur. They spread it out, and they play it just as good as anybody else from behind the arc. Their offense is well oiled, but their defense is what makes them really special right now. And they play all out on the defensive end. They sell out. And late in the game, that's what's won them games. That's what will continue to win them games, is their really amazing defense.
Yeah, and like you said, there's no surprises with Arthur. You know what you're going to get. You know you're going to get guys. They're going to sub in and out. They're going to be deep, and they're going to be guys that know what to do. Coach Schuring knows what he has. He knows the guys he can count on. He goes deep, and he brings them in and out. It's not like they're out there constantly, for the whole 32 minutes. He's getting guys in and kind of keeping fresh bodies.
We used to call hockey substitutions a few years ago. He'd sub out 5 guys at a time. When you see that after you've been running for the last 8 minutes, that's probably the worst view you've ever seen, is seeing fresh 5 guys on the floor coming in to play defense against you.
All right, final score tonight, 61-48. Arthur Lovington Atwood Hammond improves to 4-0 over Tuscola, who starts their season 0-1. Final scoring totals tonight for the Knights. 17 points for Tyler Schuring, 13 points for Jeremy Plank, 9 for Colton Yeakley, 5 apiece for Avery Schrock and Cole Garbman, 4 points for Tanner Brewer, 3 for Hunter Cam and Ross Ryan, and 2 points for Chris Davis. For Matt Franks' Tuscola Warriors, on the losing end of their first game of the season, Tommy Watson had 14, couple threes late in the game to pull him up to that total. 12 points for Zach Bates. Nice job tonight cutting and scoring in the post. 8 points for Jarrett Wallace. 7 for Caleb Williams, 5 for Josh Knight, and 2 for Stephen Gibson. So, it's things to build on for each team. Tuscola, nice opener, decent start. Definitely things to work on, but some good foundation laid. And for the Knights, they more of what we usually see from them.
I can't wait to see these two teams later on. It's going to be good.
Yeah, let's get athletic directors Ryan Hornaday, Jared Van Osdal, get them together and schedule this in February. All right, for Luke Johnson, I'm Chris Patton. Once again, the Arthur Levington Atwood Hammond Knights take a 61-48 victory over the Tuscola Warriors. Thank you for joining us here on DouglasCountyDigest.com.